Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I will be sharing my fall reading plans and watch list. Quickly, I just want to say that August 31st was 7 years that I've been doing BookTube, which is crazy. I can't believe I've been making videos for 7 years, and I think I have over 700 videos on my channel, which is also wild. I just want to say a big thank you to everybody who has supported me and watched me in the last 7 years. I really appreciate it, and it honestly does mean the world to me because there have been so many years off and on that I have thought about stopping, but I always get such lovely comments, and I feel like you all are so nice and supportive, and you watch all my videos, which I just really appreciate, and I can't believe it's been 7 years already. So I'm going to be talking about my fall reading plans. I'm not going to include November in this TBR video. I'm just going to talk about my plans for September and October because I do plan on starting to read some Christmas romances in November. I don't really want to think about Christmas just yet, so I decided I would do a November and December TBR at the beginning of November. My fall reading plans is basically just my reading plans for September and October, and I was going to make a whole separate video for my watch list for September and October, but I decided to include it in this video because there are so many TV shows and movies that I want to watch this fall, and I thought it would be fun to share it with you guys. And if you have other recommendations, I would love to get your input. I'm very, very excited for fall and spooky season, so I really want to embrace it and read a lot of books and watch a lot of TV shows and movies that give very cozy fall, somewhat spooky vibes. I'm going to talk about all of the new releases that come out in September and October, and as always, I will leave my Goodreads list linked down below that has all of the new releases that I'm excited for in September and October. So the first book I'm excited about is The Library of Shadows by Rachel Moore. This is a young adult paranormal story. I'm just going to read the summary because I feel like I'm not going to explain it properly. Radcliffe Prep, third most haunted school in the country, where a student's disappearance isn't uncommon and no one dares to stay in the library after dark. Esty enrolls with the hopes of finding her dead father. Not literally, of course. She doesn't believe in ghosts. Going to her dad's school just seems like her best hope at figuring out who he was. But then Esty meets Mateo, who is maybe, probably, definitely a real ghost. An annoying one at that. The cover is gorgeous, and it just sounds like a very fun paranormal YA little romance with a mystery, so I'm definitely gonna buy this when it comes out. Then we have The Unfortunate Side Effects of Heartbreak and Magic by Brianne Randall. Sadie has always believed that the curse of 4 heartbreaks that accompanies her magic would be worth the price, but when her grandmother is diagnosed with cancer with only weeks to live and her first heartbreak, Jake, returns to town after a decade, her carefully structured life begins to unravel. I love cozy, witchy romances that handle really tough and like hard topics, and obviously this is dealing with a death. I feel like this is gonna be up my street, so I'm excited about this one. And that was it for September releases. Now into October, we have Wildfire by Hannah Grace. This is the second book in the Maple Hills series. This is a new adult romance. I somewhat enjoyed Icebreaker. I didn't love it, but I did want to try to read the second book, and if I still don't really like it, I probably won't continue the series, but I still want to give it another shot because this is going to be traditionally published, so I feel like it's probably going to be edited a lot better and stuff. But it basically follows 2 summer camp counselors who reconnect after a sizzling one-night stand. Then we have The Problem with Dating by Brittany Cherry. This is the first book in her new series. I forget what it is called, but she's coming out with this new series about, I think, these sisters, and all of them have their own romances. Welcome to Honey Creek, Illinois, where life was as sweet as the town's name suggested. That was until Mr. Fine Dining himself, Alex Ramirez, rolled into town with a permanent scowl. Even worse, he decided to park his snooty 5-star restaurant across from my cozy dog daycare. He was tall, dark, and about as warm as a frozen entree. I love Brittany Cherry, and this seems a little bit more like rom-com, so a little different from her normal, like dark, heavy stuff. So I'm excited to see how this book is. Then we have The Pact by Suzanne Wright. I believe this is spin-off of The Favor. I think this is about Dane and Viviana's daughter, I think. She should say no. Addison Davenport figures that most people likely would. After having her life plans repeatedly derailed, she's come to wonder if her chance at marriage and kids ended with the death of her college boyfriend. So when business powerhouse Daxon Mercier, a man who suffered a similar loss, a man who's her first in every way, asks her to honor the fallback marriage pact that they made years ago. I love marriage of convenience romances, so I feel like this is going to be a really good one, and I loved The Favor by Suzanne Wright. Then we have my most anticipated book for the next 2 months. I didn't know I was anticipating this until I read the summary, and I was like, I need that because it sounds like another book that I really love, and that is You Said I Was Your Favorite by Monica Murphy. This is the 5th book in the Lancaster Prep series. It basically sounds like A Million Kisses in Your Lifetime, so that is why I'm very excited about it, because it sounds pretty similar, or it has like similar vibes. I think the female characters might be a little different. Daisy Albright, incredibly beautiful, painfully shy. Nobody in her class pays attention to the groundskeeper's daughter, and I think she likes it that way. Moving through the halls like a ghost, wandering across campus unnoticed. Am I the only one who actually sees her? Little Miss Daisy sitting in front of the classroom, always the model student. Little Miss Daisy reading her romance books with cute covers and hot content inside. I'm considered the reckless Lancaster. When I get in trouble on the first day of school, my punishment is having to work in the headmaster's office every day, stuck with Daisy, staring at her pretty face, hearing her sweet voice, making her laugh. The more I get to know her, the more obsessed I become, and I think she feels the same way. The problem is she's not a part of my crowd. Daisy is a scholarship kid, and no one approves of us together. Not my friends, not my parents, not her father. But I don't care what anybody thinks. I'm going after what I want. I'm so excited to read this. It just sounds so fun and so good, and I am a sucker for a good girl, bad boy romance, and I know this is going to have old money vibes, so I'm very excited about it. And then the last new release that we have is Emergency Contact by Lauren Lane and Anthony LaDawn. Anthony is Lauren's husband, so they have co-written a book together, which is very exciting. I feel like this is going to be a really, really good book. Oh, this might be a Christmas romance, so maybe I'll read this more towards like November. I might just save it for that time. Catherine, an ambitious New York attorney, gets diagnosed with a concussion and must be monitored for 48 hours to make sure it doesn't get worse. Unfortunately, she forgot to update her emergency contact, so the person they call is her ex-husband, Tom. Unable to be left alone, Catherine reluctantly agrees to travel to Chicago with Tom for the holidays, but thanks to a blizzard, what should have been a quick plane ride turns into an overnight misadventure that stirs up old feelings, even as Tom prepares to propose to his girlfriend on Christmas Eve. So those are all the new releases that I'm anticipating for the next 2 months. Now on to all the other books that I'm planning to read in the next 2 months. I have quite a few. I have a lot of reading plans. The first one I don't have yet. It is still on its way to me in the mail, but that is My Roommate is a Vampire by Jenna Levine. This I pre-ordered literally months and months ago. I even bought the Fairy Loot edition just in case. I really, really love this book. I believe it just follows the female character who is struggling to find a place to live, and then she moves in with this vampire. I think she doesn't really know that he's a vampire at first, and then he makes this very intriguing offer of some sort. I'm a sucker for vampire romances, so I'm very excited to read this one. Then I'm hoping to read Gothic Canna by Rue Nix. I think I was supposed to read this last year and I never got around to it, but now that I have a physical copy, I feel like I will definitely read this. An unusual girl, an enigmatic man, an ancient castle. What could go wrong? I've heard that this story is very mysterious and very creepy and atmospheric, and I feel like this would be the perfect book to read this season, so I am excited to dive into this. Also, I have read Runix before. I read her Darkverse series, and I somewhat enjoyed it. I'm interested in reading other things by Runix, so I'm excited to finally read this. Then we have The Undertaking of Heart and Mercy by Megan Brennan. This, I believe, follows two characters who do not like each other. Heart is a marshal tasked with patrolling the strange and magical wilds of Tanria. Mercy never has a moment to herself. She's been single-handedly keeping Birdsall and Sons undertakers afloat in the defiance of sullen jerks like Heartache Heart. And then I think they exchange letters, but they don't know that they're writing to each other. I'm not usually a huge letter person in romances. Like, I don't love letter-related romances, but I am willing to give this a try. Then we have Love in the Time of Serial Killers by Alicia Thompson. This, I think I also wanted to read last year, but I never got around to it. It follows Phoebe, who is obsessed with true crime, and she believes that her neighbor could be a serial killer. Then we have Anatomy by Dana Schwartz. This, I think, is the only YA that I have on my TBR. This is a gothic tale full of mystery and romance. Hazel is a lady who wants to be a surgeon more than she wants to marry. Jack is a resurrection man who's just trying to survive in a city where it's too easy to die. I believe there's also a sequel out, so if I love this, I will definitely read the sequel as well. I feel like this could give me a lot of similar vibes to Stalking Jack the Ripper, with like Audrey Rose and Thomas, so I'm excited to read this as well. I keep saying I'm excited, but I genuinely am. Then we have A Witch's Guide to Fake Dating a Demon by Sarah Hawley. Mariel knows not to trust a demon, especially one who wants her soul, but what's a witch to do when he won't leave her side, and she kind of doesn't want him to. I've heard it's really funny, and again, love a witch romance, so I'm sure this will be a fun time. Then we have a book I've been putting off for years, and that is Dark House by Karina Halley. This is the first book in the Experiment in Terror series. I think this is like an 8-book series or something like that. It's pretty long, but this essentially follows two characters who work on this like paranormal or supernatural TV show. I think they create a ghost hunting show on YouTube. I've heard that it's quite creepy and a little scary. I've also heard that the romance is very, very slow burn. So hopefully I will finally get around to reading this. Then we have Don't Hex and Drive by Juliet Cross. This is the second book in the Stay a Spell series. I read the first book last year. I wasn't the biggest fan, but I wanted to give the second book a try. And if I don't like this book, then I won't continue the series, but I am giving it another shot. This whole series follows a bunch of witches and all of their romances. So this follows Isadora, who falls in love with a vampire. Then I have Go Hex Yourself by Jessica Clare. This, I think I also wanted to read last year, but I never got around to it. When Reggie answers a job ad in the paper, she's astonished to find that she's not really applying for work at her favorite card game, Spellcraft. Instead, she's applying to be an actual familiar for an actual witch, as in real magic. The biggest problem, however, is Warlock Ben, her employer's nephew and the most arrogant, insufferable, maddening man to ever cast a spell. I'm sure this will be like a fun little rom-com witchy moment, so hopefully I will also read this. Then I have 2 books that my friend Melissa got me a couple of years ago, and I still haven't gotten around to reading them, so hopefully I will read them in September or October. So we have Ash by Leah Stone and Jamin Eve. I don't really know anything about this. Oh, I think it is vampires, and she is the first female vampire or something. This is a trilogy, so we'll see if I want to continue, but the font is really big, so I feel like I could breeze through this. And then we also have Fallen Academy by Leah Stone. I think her name is pronounced Leah. I might be totally butchering that. When angels fell from the sky to war with the demons that ravaged Earth, their combined powers infected humanity. Now the humans are assigned one of 2 fates: be either demon gifted or angel blessed. After wings sprout from Brielle's back at her awakening ceremony, she's sure she's an angel blessed celestial. It's not until she sees black wings that she realizes something is terribly wrong. Ooh. And then I think she falls in love with her teacher. Also, the font is massive in here, so probably could breeze through this one as well. And then my last two reading plans for September and October are Order of the Phoenix and Half-Blood Prince. I'm hoping to read Order of the Phoenix in September and Half-Blood Prince in October. I did recently finish Goblet of Fire, which was really fun. I have never read past Prisoner of Azkaban, so this is a whole new experience. I'm loving it. And this one is just massive. I don't really know how I'm going to read this all of September, but I will. So those are all my reading plans for September and October. Now on to my watch list for September and October. This video is probably going to be super long, so I'm going to try to breeze through my watch list, but I have actually a bunch of new stuff that I've never seen before, and then I do have a couple of rewatches towards the end, which I will just list off. The first thing I have on this list is actually a new release, and that is The Other Zoe. We finally have a release date for this. It is supposed to come out October 20th. I don't know if that means in theaters or on streaming services. I've just seen the date floating around on social media, so I think this is coming out on the 20th. This stars Josephine Langford, Drew Starkey, and Archie Renault. This is the summary. Zoe, a super smart senior in high school and uninterested in romantic love, has her life turned upside down when Zach, the most popular boy in school, gets amnesia and mistakes Zoe for his girlfriend. I love Josephine. I want to support her in as many projects as I can, and this one just sounds really fun and cute, and I hope that it comes out very soon. I hope we get the trailer and the poster ASAP. So that was the only new release that I'm planning on watching. The rest are things that are out and have been out for years. So I'm planning on watching or rewatching the Scooby-Doo movies, the live action movies. I am planning on possibly watching some of the animated stuff. I don't really know like where to start or what to watch for the animated stuff, but I am planning on rewatching the live action movies because it's been years. I've never seen Hotel Transylvania, so I would like to at least watch the first one. I think there might be 4 out, so I'm definitely planning on watching the first one. We'll see if I feel like watching the other ones. Then we have, I think it's called The Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown. I just want to watch the Charlie Brown Halloween episode, so I'm gonna watch that. I've also never seen that. I don't think I've ever fully watched anything Charlie Brown. Or is it Peanuts, I guess? I don't really know. I need to do more of my research on like some of these things to watch, but I am planning on watching The Great Pumpkin. I think that's what it's called. Then I'm going to watch La Belle et la Bête, which is a Beauty and the Beast adaptation, but a French version. It stars Léa Seydoux, who I really, really love, and I saw TikToks of this the other day because I don't know why, but people post like full-length TV shows and movies on TikTok. Like they just post parts. And I saw a couple parts for this movie and I really, really want to watch it. Also, it's been forever since I've watched a movie in French. Some of these other ones are kind of random. I think I'm going to watch Van Helsing, the movie. I know there's also a TV show, but I don't think I'll have enough time to watch a full TV show. So I think I'm going to watch the movie with Kate Beckinsale, I think. I've never seen Phantom of the Opera, the movie, so I will be watching that, which I think stars Emmy Rossum. Again, I saw clips of this on TikTok, and I was like, I need to watch that. I feel like this could be the perfect time. Same with Crimson Peak. I don't love scary movies or TV shows, but I feel like this is more like psychologically scary, not really like jump scare. And it looks gorgeous, aesthetically pleasing, and it has some phenomenal actors. If I do get too scared while watching it, I'm going to turn it off. I think it's finally time that I watch the What We Do in the Shadows movie. I still have not watched this, and I love the TV show. I'm obsessed with the TV show, but I feel like I do need to watch the original source material, I guess. I have heard that the TV show and the movie are pretty different, especially now with what the TV show has become. I want to watch the movie and see how I feel about the movie. And then I want to watch Over the Garden Wall, which I do believe is a TV show. I think it's a very fall, like cozy type of little show. So I am excited to watch that. And then the last new thing that I plan on watching is the TV show of Interview with a Vampire. I've heard wonderful things about the TV show and I cannot wait to watch it. No, I have not watched the movie. And at this point, I don't have an interest in watching the movie, but I might take that back later. I don't know. I just kind of want to watch the show first. And the rewatches for me will be A Discovery of Witches, season 1, 2, and 3. I don't think I've actually rewatched season 3 yet. I just haven't rewatched it. I don't know why, but I do plan on rewatching the whole show because especially the first season, it is perfect to watch in September and October. So I'm very excited to do my rewatch of that. I am always rewatching What We Do in the Shadows, so I will continue to rewatch all of the seasons as well as season 5, which just finished a couple days ago. So I'm going to rewatch that whole season and keep rewatching it. And for movies, I'm of course going to rewatch Coraline. This has become kind of a new comfort movie for me. I do occasionally just put it on TV while I'm doing things. So I do actually really love this movie and I think I might rewatch it with my friends at some point, but we are actually currently rewatching all of the Harry Potter movies. Actually, 2 of my friends have never seen the Harry Potter movies at all, and my other friend and I have obviously watched them and are reading the books or have read the books. So we've been watching them. We are about to watch Prisoner of Azkaban in a couple of days. And it's also a whole new experience now that I've been reading the books. It is so crazy to now watch the movies, now that I've read the books, and just have this whole different perspective on things. And also watching it with my friends is fun. So yeah, we will continue to watch the Harry Potter movies. Also at some point I will probably rewatch all the Twilight movies. I love them, and especially like the first movie, it is perfect to watch in September and October. And then I probably will watch The Nightmare Before Christmas, probably closer to end of October. I've only seen this once, so I'm actually excited to rewatch it and maybe pick up on some new things. So those are all my reading plans and my watch list for September and October. Let me know any new releases that you're anticipating or all of your reading plans for September and October, and what TV shows and movies that you plan to watch this spooky, cozy season. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to give it a like, subscribe, follow me on all my other social media, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.